My parents kind of like, we went to church, but it was more of like a means to an end. It was like, everybody in town goes to this place on Sundays. We will go too. And I was like, okay. People are like, you have to be a God-fearing person. I'm not God-fearing, I'm mom-fearing. You know, like I've always been like, my mom is God. You know, like I've never...
The way, like, when I realized all the guilt from God was actually my mother.
1 million %.
It was shocking
1 million %.
Welcome to Yenta, everybody! Yay! A podcast that's sometimes about comedy, sometimes about Judaism, and always about gossip.
Yeah.
Today on the podcast, we have the wonderful, the amazing, the hilarious Erin Cholakian.
Hi.
Did I get the name right?
Yeah, you did a perfect job, actually.
Oh, hell yeah.
I realized as you were going into my name, I was like, oh, we did not preface this. But I was like, no, they know it.
No,
and
we
you
got
did.
it. We
and
got
everybody knows.
And if you don't know, I'm Ray Schiller. I'm a comedian. I'm a writer.
Yeah,
I'm a
you are.
podcast co-host.
I'm Antonia Lassar. I'm a comedian. I'm a writer.
Yeah,
I'm a
you
podcast
are.
co-host.
And yeah, we're just so excited to schmooze with you today.
Guys, I'm so excited. I have my comfort pillow and I'm just like living my best dreams.
Well, your colors are unbelievable.
Yeah, what the heck? They like made this new studio and I feel like I knew. Like I feel like I had a vision.
It's the olive green.
It's the olive green. We've got the orange. We've got the earth tones. It's all coming together.
You look stunning.
Thank you.
For listeners who don't know who you are, you're an acclaimed stand-up comedian.
Oh my God.
Recently performed at the Comedy Store with I don't know, Will Arnett.
Oh my God.
Wait, can we just talk about that?
Yeah.
Did they just like found their favorite stand-ups and were like, hey, do this
Isn't this so crazy?
actual stand-up show for a movie about stand-up?
Yeah, basically. So like it was so weird. I got an email that was like, bumping the above. Are you interested in being in this? And I was like, bumping the above. Like I had obviously missed an email. And I went and I looked at the original email and it was like, Searchlight Entertainment wants you specifically, Searchlight Pictures wants you specifically to come perform at the Comedy Store to promote this movie that I had never even heard of yet. And I was like, what? And I called a friend and I was like, I think I'm being scammed. And she literally said to me, like, she literally was like, and what are they taking from you? Like, aside from like promising you a hope and a dream and then not
Stage
following
time.
through, like exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So yeah, it was weird. They like, we watched the movie beforehand and then I was the only comedian that wrote like a brand new set based on that. Cause I thought that's what they were asking of us. Cause it said in the thing, it was like a set catered to the themes of the movie. And it was like divorce and family and therapy and all that stuff. And then they were like, here's the link to the movie. So I watched the movie and then I wrote a whole new set because I was like, I wanted to emulate like kind of the vibe of the film.
Wow.
And then yeah, it was so crazy. They brought us in and we got there like 3 hours early because they thought we were going to do a dress rehearsal. And I come from the theater world. And so it's so funny because when you come from like a theater background and then you do stand-up comedy, you meet a lot of people that have never performed aside from stand-up comedy.
Right.
And there's just such a different language when it comes to, and there's no shame to like just start stand-up. It's just a different language that you're used to. And so the girl who was running it was like very obviously like out of her depths. And I kind of took over and I was like, hey, what if we, instead of doing our full sets to an empty room, what if we just do what is called a Q to Q where like, the DJ, because it was a DJ calling out names instead of a host. I was like, this way the DJ can say all of our names. We can get the feeling of walking out on stage, but then we can just leave. And then the DJ will say the next person. That way, like we all know the vibe. He can say our names. We can help him with pronunciation, but we don't have to like, if we do our set to an empty room, it'll hurt us more than help us. And that ended up being what we did. And then the show was so interesting. It was like a room full of industry people and influencers and all kinds of stuff. And then somebody from Searchlight walked up to me after the show and was like, hey, I'm Subita. I chose you for this. And I was more starstruck of her than I promised she was starstruck of me. Like I was like, what? And I was like, oh my God, like, can you tell me what video it was? Like, you know, and she was like, I can't tell you what video. I just know that like, it was just the entire vibe. Like we really just, you were perfect. We felt really passionate about you for this. And then she also, which I loved, she was like, this is a movie about a male stand-up comedian, so I wanted to make sure that the show had a lot of women on the show, and that was true because there were only 2 men on the lineup. Everybody else was women, and it was just really nice that she took that into account, because that is kind of like, I got a comment on the post about the show that was like, do you feel like a sellout because you're promoting the male story of Marvelous Miss Maisel? And I hey, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say it straight to the camera. I'm going to say it straight to the camera. I deleted your comment. I don't need that kind of negativity on my ad.
I love that.
So,
and what we learned earlier is that we need to delete every comment,
guys,
and we're coming for you,
guys.
No mean comments allowed.
Delete mean like, what are we doing? Unless
you have a really good
comeback.
Yes, that can then engagement farm. That's the thing, because then you kind of like you start an army. You know, you say something funny, and then everybody else is like, yeah, she's smarter than you, son. And then they get in the comments and they're like, yeah. Like, for instance, I have one video that's very short where I cover my hand with my mouth. And in the video, you can see my arm hair. And I'm very Armenian, and it's never bothered me a day. And there are so many men that get in my comments and talk about the hair on my arm that you see for 0.4 seconds. Like, it is so quick.
So crazy.
And
so
it's,
they're
no,
obsessed
guys,
with you?
they're obsessed with me.
You could do an
It's
OnlyFans
crazy.
for your
No,
arm
just
hair.
for my arm hair.
Just get a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
from
just
them.
showing this corner of my wrist with my little arm hair. But my favorite is that I'll have men that will comment and be like, I have more hair, or you have more hair on your arms than I do, and they're setting them up for so much failure. Because my favorite response to that is, that's more embarrassing for you than it is for me, man. And then everybody in the comments are like, yeah, it is more embarrassing for you. Where's your testosterone? You know, they like get on this whole thing, and I'm like, and I just run away, and I never talk to them again. It's great.
How do you deal with hecklers? Is it with this same energy, or do you ever get hecklers?
I've had one heckle, like genuine heckle, in my entire career. And I was doing an all Armenian show. Okay, first of all, of course, the only show I've ever been heckled at is an Armenian show, because I am like fake Armenian. I'm real Armenian. I'm half Irish, half Armenian, but my family is like very whitewashed because my great grandfather like barely escaped the genocide. And so he came to America and was like, my family's American. Like, he was so scared it was going to follow us. So aside from our last name, he like did not teach us the language. He like, it was really crazy. And so I'll get in front of these Armenian audiences, and they clock me a mile away. You know, they're like, you're not real. And I'm like, okay, fine. But I brought up, which is true, I used to work at an animal hospital, and I brought up that most Armenian families have dogs and not cats. And the dog that they have is a little white yapper dog, right? And they treat these dogs like the queen of the house, queen and king of the house. Like they run the household. So I say this, and it got a good laugh. And then one dude in the corner goes, not true. Like, so loud. And I went, oh, okay. Like, do you have a cat? And he goes, no. And I went, oh, do you have a dog and he's big? Like, I was trying to figure out what he decided was not true about what I said. And he goes, I don't have any animals. Oh. And just like I do in the comments, I literally was like, oh, so you're incapable of feeling love?
Nice.
And that, you know, it's like that kind of thing where it doesn't have to be, I feel like the response to a heckler can be so simple. And I think a big part of it is like, how do we remind them of like the power dynamic that is pre-established here? And also I do want them to still feel somewhat safe. I never want, unless they like really escalate, I never want anyone to feel like I'm completely alienating them. And maybe that's the like woman in me that I'm like, oh, I can't alienate you because you'll shoot me with a gun, right? But that was kind of like, that's kind of and I do the same thing in the comments. It's like, I'm not blatant, but I'm just very like specific in my response, and then it freaks them out.
I'm gonna study your comment section after this.
Honestly, it's a good place to study.
Yeah, because I just kind of like, I don't respond. I just like let them do it, and then I feel bad about myself after.
See, so. And that's the thing is like,
that's a real win.
Yeah.
I
love feeling bad.
We got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the thing though, is like, why let some stranger on the internet like decide how you feel for the rest of the day? You know what I mean?
Wait, okay. Speaking of strangers on the
Yes.
internet, you said that you had some really hot takes about comedians on Threads.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I should say, like, you've been blowing up on the internet.
Oh my God.
For,
Thank you.
like, a lot. Like, you're in listeners. If you haven't seen her, like, go. What's the handle?
It's my full name, so it's ERIN _ and then CHOLAKIAN.
And we'll put it in the description. But like, you're big on the internet.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us about Threads.
It's been very strange. I think the blow up of it all is I have been doing specifically social media since I was in 9th grade. And so like I was one of the first people on Instagram, you guys. I was like, I was on the popular page 25 times. Like I know what the popular page is. Do you guys know what the popular page was? Instagram, when it first started out, was just a photo sharing app specifically for photographers. Like it was not a social app. It was in the sense that you could comment and follow people, but it wasn't like a big as what it is now, right? And so instead of the explore page, it was a grid of 9 pictures, and it was called the popular page. And what it was is whatever was on the popular page at the time was the most liked and talked about picture on the entire app.
Wow.
Like at that time.
But there was like 4 users.
And exactly, right? And but the thing too was people would put in their bio, like they would explain themselves, and then they would put PP dash, and that's popular page, and then how many times they had appeared on the popular page.
That was their
This is like
brag?
yes, this
that
is
was like the
this is
5 million
prehistoric.
TikTok.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what it is. This is
yeah.
the prehistoric
That's
like
so
Instagram
dinosaur
like,
era.
Yes.
Instagram.
And that was my thing, is it was like PP 25. And so like I've been in the social media scape for so long. I think I was just always waiting for the thing that I was like most passionate about to like really get my legs in. And I'm so grateful to have found it. And I'm grateful that it like people are interested. It's just so much fun. But Threads has been, I was so adamant against Threads for so long. I was like, I do not need another app. I don't need another place to like hear people talk.
Were you on Twitter before?
I was on Twitter, and then I completely stopped when Elon took over because
Okay.
duh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need to explain that to anybody. But so when Threads came out, I was like, Zuck is not going to get me. And then I downloaded Threads, and I was like, he got me.
Yeah.
I was like, I love this app.
They
and
are
I
pushing
do.
that app so freaking
And you know what?
hard.
Find the
Every time I swipe, it's just
and
Threads,
it's like on your
Threads.
story
Yeah.
or that like
And it's,
highlight
like,
thing.
The most interesting
Yeah.
first half of a sentence.
And then you click on it, and the second half is bad.
And the second half is so
I'm
boring.
telling you, there is somebody that is their specific job. That they're like,
Yeah.
who?
They are
Yes,
handpicking.
they're handpicking the threads that start
No.
interesting and end boring. It is such a good hook. They're geniuses.
They're
okay, I
geniuses.
hate them and I love them.
And because then it gets boring, and then I go to the comments to be like,
Do
Are
you
you
guys
saying-
think
do
it's
you also
boring?
think this is
Yes, and then they always do, and then you
Yes.
feel like you belong there. That's what Threads is all about. But I have a really hard time with like comedian specific Threads users, and this and
Is there a single
somebody's gonna get
person?
mad. No, it's
Okay.
very and I really mean this. It is very just like broad and genuine and general, that like I'll be scrolling and it'll be a post that's like, you want to get good at comedy, do the work, and I'm like, okay, we know like who. My thing too is it'll be
dude with 4
Yes.
followers.
Well, it's that, but it'll also be people who have been in the game for like 10 to 15 years, and I'm like,
Right.
who are you? Like, who has talked to you in the last couple of days that you feel like has gotten something you're mad at? Like, because that's what it really comes down to. It just feels like they have some hole that they're trying to. Because I have never. Listen, I've worked very hard to like not compare myself to people. And I feel like when you're posting something like that, you are negatively comparing yourself to someone, and you're trying so hard to make yourself feel like you have gained something that they haven't gained yet, or that the thing that they gained isn't like valuable enough because they haven't done the work that you deem correct. And it really bothers me, because this is the kind of career that we are literally, hopefully one day, getting paid to make people giggle. Like, are you kidding?
You're a clown.
Literally,
Stop
you
being
are
a
a clown.
bitch.
Like it actually like it fuels some like deep rage in me that they are working so hard to turn people away from this thing that we find so much joy in. And I think that it's gatekeeper language, and I really dislike it. And I see it most of the time. Like, you'll hear it in the like word of mouth when you're at a mic, or like you'll see it in people's like stance, but it's really like rampant on Threads. Like it just makes me sad for the person posting it. Like, I get sad for the people that are reading it, but I also just like I could talk about this forever.
There's one person, I'm not gonna name them,
Right?
but they are only shit talking other comedians on Threads.
We need to talk about this
And
later.
I really like this person. And I'm like, why?
But
are you doing
that
this?
feeling
Why are
is
you
exactly
wasting
what
your
I'm
time?
talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this? You are wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're spreading your energy, and negatively, mind you. Also, good thing. Hello.
It's my sister.
Hi, sister.
Becca, hey,
Hi,
I
Becca.
I can't
Yenta.
talk to you. Yeah, she's been on the pod.
Hi, Becca.
You kind of look alike.
We do actually.
In
I
this
thought
picture.
that with the curly
You have
hair.
the
I
cute
was
little
like,
She sort of looks
wait a
like
minute.
your child.
Becca. Oh my God, we had a baby, Ray. This is so exciting.
What a miracle.
We got there. I was like, there is an arm here. But yeah, I think that, and I always get very like deep when like I'll like start a podcast and all of a sudden I'm like, let's talk about how there's too much negativity in the world. But I really do mean that it's like there's just no reason to be this negative in an art form that's supposed to be about laughter. Like, what are we doing?
Comics are, turns out they're kind of all pretty mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Not all, but the culture.
No, but the culture is
mean.
Which is why I avoided it for so. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, but that you're so nice, and I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of sickening.
It's so beautiful and so gross at the same time.
Thank you.
No, it's just beautiful.
Let me say, and we can move on from this after, but it's hard work. Like, people are like, oh, you're just naturally so nice. No, babe. I go to therapy constantly. I'm constantly questioning my own reality.
Yeah.
I'm working so hard every day to like be mindful and to think about like, how can I show up for not only the people in my life, but myself? Like, so that I think that's why I have like this deep rooted anger when I see those posts, is that like, I just feel for the insecurity that person is spewing and not realizing that they're spewing it. 'Cause it really is just a mirror to themselves.
That's the worst thing about these posts, is that they make you look so insecure.
Yeah. And they don't think it does. They think it makes them look strong and like,
half your audience buys in and thinks you're right because your insecurity matches their insecurity.
Totally.
And half of your audience just sees through your insecurity. And that's a real bummer.
Yeah.
For you.
It's like it's like we're just addicted to high school, and it's like,
so addicted to high school.
Get away from it,
we
babe.
Can't get out of it. Wait, so what are your takes on like social media and business of comedy?
Oh my gosh, great question. I think we're already kind of touching on it, that like one of the most important things of this is just reminding ourselves all the time that like we are so lucky to be giving ourselves this opportunity. Like, at the end of the day, it is our choice. We are the people that decided we wanted to do this. We are the people that are working to get on a mic. We are the people that are working to get on a podcast, like these kinds of things. Like, I think the gratitude of it is really important. There are a lot of people that don't want to have a gratitude practice in it, or they want to make it feel like they deserve this space that they're taking up. And every single time, I feel so grateful every time I get a message asking to be on a show. I'm like, that is so nice that there are thousands of us. You could choose anybody and you're choosing me. And that's so like from the beginning of, I started out in the acting world, and I took a business for acting class in college. And something that they taught us is the actual job of acting feels terrible because it feels like a lot of losses. But what it really is that you're not recognizing the wins. You're only focusing on the losses. So what you have to do is make a list of all of your wins. And so that's what I started doing when I first started out, is like, anytime I just decided or signed up for a mic, that's a win. If I went to a mic, that's a win. Did I make a friend at that mic? That's a win. And I made an actual list of every single, what people will say, quote, small win. And I think that has really like gone into my like assumed rapid success, is because I don't take a single part of this for granted. I'm so grateful for every piece of it. And so then it's like, then people see that and they're like, wow, she's like, all of this has happened so quickly, and maybe she doesn't deserve it because she hasn't done the work that I've done. Okay, well, you haven't done the work that I've done. Like, where's your gratitude practice, babe? Where's your moment of staying after the show and thanking the booker? Where are you talking to the other fellow comedians about the jokes that they're doing, or like getting a coffee with them just because you want to like create a bigger circle? It's like those kinds of things that I just think are really important that a lot of people don't. There's, do you guys know Juicy Mama?
No.
Juicy Mama's a comedian, love her to death. And her and I are also coworkers in our job. And she, in the beginning, it's so cute. She'll always like remind me of my own thing that I say, which is we're so lucky to be doing this. And our job is to make people giggle. And I say that all the time. My job is to make people giggle. I say that before I walk out on stage every time because it just like settles me into like, this is not that serious, but it'll be funny because I'll forget that. And I'll be like, oh my gosh. And then this, and then I got this bad comment and stuff like that. And then she will stop me and be like, Erin, our job is to make people giggle. And I'll be like, oh my God, like hearing your own action words back to you is really something. So yeah, that's kind of like my hot take in the terms of, and then social media hot take is, do it. Like very genuinely. It's just like at the end of the day, the fear that you have, here's what I say to people. If you're scared of posting on social media, you're most likely scared of the people that you are friends with in the real world seeing what you're posting. You're not actually scared of the audience that you're hoping to gain. You're scared of the people that you know. And if that's the case, then it's the people that you know that are the problem and not the content that you're making.
Ooh, that's really good.
So you have to think about that. Is
and
like,
also, have you heard of trial reels?
Well, that too, right? Is like,
love a trial
and
reel.
you know what? I have hot takes about
Love
trial
a
reels
trial.
too.
Oh my God, that's
Here's my.
disgusting. How many trial reels I have out?
I'm gonna give you a little thing that I do. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Every day I post on my actual feed and on my trial feed because my trial reel grabs the people that haven't seen me yet.
Yeah.
But I still need to feed the people that are already here.
The same clip? Oh, a different one.
clip.
Okay.
So it's like you're making more content, but it's worth it. So you like every content that you put in your trial reels is like your intro to the people. So like I've reposted some of my most famous and like popular clips on trials and just let them live on trials. But now Instagram knows that I'm doing that and they're mad at me. They're like, we're not going to show this to people because we've already seen this.
They
and I went
doing that.
But yeah, so every day I'm trying to post like 2 reels to 2 separate audiences, which then makes my audience grow because it's like you have to feed the people that are already here for sure, but you can also feed the people that aren't here yet. And yeah, so that's my thing about like social media. People just got to go out there and friggin' do it.
How much do you write what you're going to say? Like
None.
in like a car clip, you don't write any of it.
I don't write a single thing. What I do is I film it 4 times.
Huh.
So what I do is I set my camera up with an idea. Right? I'm like, I'm going to tell this story. Set my camera up, film the entire thing. Stops, pauses, all of it. And then I start it again without rewatching it. Because I find the beats of the story as I tell it the first time. Or I'll be like, oh, that's not important to the thing. Or like, oh, I kind of like said that, but too long. Like, how do I make that shorter? And then I literally just start it again right away. I don't pause. I like get to the end of my story and then I'll start it over and then I'll film it again. And I do the exact same thing 4 times. I love that. And then by the 4th one, I understand the story. I understand my hook. I understand my moral. I understand the beats. And that's all it takes. Like, I don't sit there and I'm like, okay, well, but then this goes into that. You know, it's like, no, it's like, what I do is I picture the camera as a friend of mine. It's like, this story would really please my friend Tori. And so I'll be like, I'm on FaceTime with Tori and I'll tell the story. And then sometimes I'll be like, you know what? Anna would probably like this story more. And I'll picture her the next time. And then it does like add something. And then it's like, oh my gosh, okay, I found something new in this time just because I was talking to a different audience member. So you just kind of like, mine is a lot of trial and error, but I also like, I let so much live in the drafts because why not? Like that, just like you let things live in the drafts typing, why not performance wise too?
Oh, I love that.
You know?
This is really good.
How much stand-up are you posting that is not crowd work? And do you like, once you post stand-up, do you cut it from your set?
Okay, fantastic question. First of all, I've never posted a crowd work clip ever. Everything that I've ever posted is like fresh in the moment or something that I did on stage and or a joke that I love. And I think that that's kind of like because I'm not on tour, I'm not like, you know, it's kind of like that was the practice that I was using to gain what I have now. It might change if I keep doing stuff, but I think that I was scared in the beginning. So what I used to tell people is like, being a stand-up comedian is hard because it's not like I'm a musician where I play a song, you love the song, you come out and see the song. If I post the clip, you love the clip.
It sucks.
You don't come out to see the clip. You come out to see what else I have. Yeah. You know, I would love to just do the bangers.
I was doing the bangers and people would like ruin the punchlines.
Right.
in the crowd.
Yes.
That have seen the clip.
Well,
or they would be like whispering to their friends, like,
oh, I've
like,
heard this one, or like this is
the laughter is less.
yes,
Yeah.
because
they're
they
not surprised.
are. But that's the thing, right? Is
And
that like
it's-
our job is to surprise.
It's surprise.
That's kind of where comedy lives, right? Is to surprise. That's not how music lives. Music is, I don't want to be surprised.
wanna be
Actually,
familiar.
I want to be familiar, and it's exciting for me
even
that I'm
better.
familiar.
Yes.
It's like that. So I always mirror that relationship of like musicians have not it easy, but like they have this gift that like their whole thing is, here's what I have to offer, come see it. And ours is like, here's what I have to offer, and can't wait to share with new stuff with you, you know. But I thought that way, and then I saw Sam Morrison do Better Half Comedy, and I had looked him up because he was on the lineup, and I looked him up. This was early on in my career.
Sam Morrison, gay diabetic Jew.
Yes, gay
Love that guy.
diabetic. He is
Love that guy.
Sugar
so
daddy.
phenomenal.
He's
I just
so
think that
good.
he is so funny,
Yeah, we
and
have to
so
have him on.
you have to
Yeah,
have
we
him
really
on.
do.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. And I had watched some of his reels, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so funny. I go to the show, and he did one of his big hitters, and it did not bother me at all.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, like I'm the one deciding that for myself, that like, oh, because you've seen it on Instagram. Now, mind you, like my Jason Segel story is very famous. I will never do that again on stage. Like I just, that was an in the moment, like so exciting.
Such
like
a good story.
it lived in what it was, and it lives online now. But like I never need to tell that story to an audience ever again. And so
How
that's
was
why
it doing it on stage versus
versus posting
Versus
it
posting
online. Doing it on stage was electric because I did not expect to tell that story at all. That story was like a thing that I had kept. So the friends in that story, this is like lore. The friends in that story, I'm not friends with anymore. And
that's
like
good. Yenta.
yeah, it's good
Good
gossip.
gossip.
So actually, ready for the gossip of this?
Yes.
So in the story, I say that I'm there because it's my friend's mom's birthday, and the friend that I was there with, she was like very adamant that I do not give him my number. Like she was like upset that Jason Segel, because that was like the story is that I give Jason Segel my phone number.
That's a good point.
And I give Jason Segel my phone number, and then hilarity ensues. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's pinned on my Instagram. But she was like adamant, like she was like almost angry that I even thought about giving him my phone number, and I still did it because I was like, you don't get to decide the weird decision I'm making. Like it's not going to affect you. It'll only affect me. Well, so we were best friends during COVID times, and we were like inseparable because it's COVID and like you don't see anybody. And then she started dating someone, and we went from like very much inseparable, like saw each other all the time, every day, texting all the time, to her being like nowhere in sight because she was dating this guy. And so we had classic, right? And that's the thing, right? Is that it's a classic story. So it didn't bother me more than it would bother anybody. And I sat her down and I was like, hey, I just am asking for like a share in the wealth. Like I understand that you are really enjoying your partner, your like newfound partnership, but also like I would like to still see you and be your friend. So how do we meet in the middle here? And her way of like putting me in my place is how I would say it, is that she said, okay, Erin, but I'm fucking him. I'm not fucking you.
Sounds like she wants to fuck you.
And I
That's
didn't.
it.
Right.
That's it.
So that's the thing is I'm demisexual, and I lean more straight, and she's bisexual. And I think it was that, and I didn't realize it at the time.
See?
And I was really hurt by that. Like because I'm demisexual, so like I don't think about sex almost ever. Like that is not a thing in like I don't have it. I don't think about it. Like that's just, I'm on the asexual spectrum. If someone really special comes into my life, I could consider it, but it's just not a thing I think about. And so the fact that like that was the nail in the like she was like, yeah, well, he's offering me something you'll never offer me, even though we were friends and not anything romantic, really killed me. So I like never really talk about that time in my life or like that friendship, because it like really hurt me. And so that was the first time I had thought about that in so long. Gloria Alexander had gone up and done.
I love Gloria. She's the best.
She's the best of us. I just think Gloria is one of the.
You guys have similar energy because you're both just like kind souls, fun, warm.
Yeah,
and that's
first of all, that is a huge compliment, because she is just one of my favorite people on the planet. The first time we met, actually,
she
was
guest
at Woody
hosted the pod
Titties.
once.
Oh,
yeah,
just fantastic.
She did. Which
She did.
episode?
God, I cannot remember.
Which is
we've
just
had thousands.
I was going to
of
say
them.
that just shows how exciting the podcast is.
Yeah,
It's like, you want me to call out a number? I don't know. We've done thousands. But the first time her and I met was at Witty Titties. I went up and Witty Titties is a
big open mic,
women and non-binary.
Yeah.
Genesis Soul runs it.
Yes.
She's amazing. But I went up and I told a story about a Halloween costume I had as a kid where my mom made it, and I was dressed in all black, long black wig, black bangs, and I had a sash that said Miss Understood instead of like Miss California or like
Cute.
whatever. And it was all my mom. Like, she just made that up. And so I told this whole story, and then I walked off stage and I sat down, and they called Gloria Alexander up, and she is like, she looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
Like, she has long black hair. She was in a full black outfit. She has tattoos everywhere. And she walks up and she goes, I'm in my misunderstood costume. And that was our introduction. Like, it was like a perfect, like, meet cute kismet. So she had just told a story about a famous person. And then I walked up for my 5 and I was like, you know what? This story is so good and it's so fun. And this is such a safe room. I'm just going to tell this story. Like, I didn't prep it at all. And it was electric. It was like everybody in the room was like on their feet running in circles.
Yeah.
Like, and you can see it in the video. You can see like Juicy Mama like stands up and crosses the camera because she's like running around and everybody's screaming, and like that is my ideal audience. Like, it felt like a girls' sleepover where
It's
you're
a
like,
really fun
it's
room.
gossip and like it's so exciting. And so it was one of those things where. And Genesis let me go past my 5. She was like, finish the
'cause it
story.
was
She was like,
so
I don't care.
good.
So I the whole thing was like 7 or 8 minutes. Like, I had never been given that freedom at an open mic, and I've never run a light that long in my life, but everybody was just so in on it. And then I sent it to my friend Erin to edit it because I can edit my own clips. Like, it's never bothered me, but that one was just like so complicated, and I wanted it to be so good that I was like, I just need someone else to touch this, because if I touch it, I'll fuck it up. And I didn't actually think that, but I did. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, so I handed it to my friend Aaron, and he graciously was like, don't pay me for this. Like, I just want to do it because you're my friend and I love you. And so he edited it, and it's the best 2 clips of all time. And I'm just so grateful for the experience, but I will never tell that story again. Like, it just lives in that moment.
Just at Witty Titties.
Yep.
I love
that. That is a Witty Titties exclusive.
Shout out Genesis.
Yeah. Oh my God. Love Jen.
Okay, wait, I want to ask you about your religious
Yeah.
background, and then we're gonna go to gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Religious stuff. So I grew up in a super conservative town and like a super conservative household. And so my parents kind of like, we went to church, but it was more of like a means to an end. It was like, everybody in town goes to this place on Sundays. We will go too. And I was like, okay. And then people are like, you have to be a God-fearing person. I'm not God-fearing, I'm mom-fearing. You know, like I've always been like, my mom is God. You know, like I've never...
The way, like, when I realized all the guilt from God was actually my mother.
1 million %.
It was shocking
1
to me.
million And the first time I said that in a room, I remember hearing someone go, like, it was like, oh my God, I am mom fearing.
Yeah,
like, that's what, and the only time my mom would ever call God in is if she felt like she was losing her own control. Like, she would be like, you know, or I'd like bring something up that's really bad, and she'd be like, it's all in God's hands. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, it's like that kind of thing.
God is upset you're not doing the dishes.
Yeah, literally. And then in high school, there's a Christian camp / like youth group called Young Life. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, Young Life. Sorry, I'm burping.
Is this not what they made a documentary about recently? Is this a totally different thing?
I have to look into this, maybe. But it was like, I won't say it was like bad. Like, everybody was nice to me. Like, they didn't do anything, like nothing bad happened to me, but it is very much like an indoctrination. Like, it is very much like we are, and they do such a good job.
Chants.
Yes, we did chant, but it was also
called?
like, I don't remember.
Not chants, like when you like make a tongue.
Oh
speaking in
no,
tongues.
no.
No,
Luckily, we
okay,
never did that. Thank
okay,
God. That
okay.
videos of that freak me out.
So
like
crazy.
very much. I have to swipe away as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I once ended up on a live stream of like an entire church doing the like shaking body, like yelling, like.
I love that you can live stream that.
Well, that's why I was like,
that
this is propaganda. Like, I was like, turn your live off. Like, experience this how you're experiencing it. Don't promote it on everybody's TikTok live.
That's kind of religion.
That's the cringiest.
That's
part.
what I'm saying. It's like it's not bad that you're doing it
in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah, go do it, babe.
I just don't want to see.
I don't want
it.
to see it.
Unlike gay sex,
yeah,
which I want
on my screens.
that
Heated
on
rivalry
live.
over
Yes,
and over and
we
over.
have to talk about heated
We have to talk about
rivalry
that.
and your show
And my show
that just sold out in like 2
under
minutes
a day. It's crazy
at West Side.
Yeah, and we're also doing a 10 p.m., which is already more than halfway sold. It's
Okay,
crazy.
so if you're in LA and you want to see a bunch of
God.
comedians,
January 29th, and we're already planning a San Diego and
Shut
East Hollywood.
up.
Like we're
Is
continuing
it
this.
going
That's
to
so
be
good.
like just jokes about heated rivalry?
Heated rivalry specific. It can be jokes. It can be PowerPoints. It can be character work. Like it can be anything as long as it lives in the world of heated
my
rivalry.
God.
This all, by the way, thanks to Threads.
Threads.
I posted on Threads and I said, if I do this, would you guys come? And I woke up in the morning, 50 responses, over 300 likes. Like everybody was interested. I got the particle up the next day, and before I even had a ticket link, it had 88 people going. And then the ticket link was live, and under 24 hours, people were going. We're
Do you think they'll
being
show up?
sponsors. Well, I'm gonna try and get the Empty Netters there. I'm not sure if that'll happen. They're they're a male podcast, like a hockey podcast that have
Great.
become they're
Yes.
phenomenal. But I have a connect with them that I am gonna try and get them there. But Lyft is sponsoring. They're giving us a discount code. Balesa sent us goodies and gift cards for everybody. Like I really just like ran full speed ahead, and I'm scared for myself.
You're incredible.
But yeah, so thank you,
Power
Threads,
of
and
the internet.
and this is
You're to hear first.
no, but this is the thing is like, this is why I get so frustrated when there are comedians that are like "Meh, meh, meh," about the internet. I'm like, babe, we're never going back to the old days.
Yeah.
We are never going back to
Get
the
on
time
train,
when
get
like
on the train.
the word just spread and then you had a talk show. Like that's not how it works anymore. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry that you are still stuck there, but you know. But anyway, religion wise, so Young Life was really crazy, and we would go to like camps and stuff. I'll never forget, I think you guys will love this. The very first so how Young Life was structured is you would show up and it would be like a group of your peers, and they would start out, and they would also have like people that were in charge, and it would start out with just like games. Like it would be crazy games you never think of. Like we did one game where you put like a plastic glove over, like a latex glove over your nose, like all the way over your head, and then you had to blow the glove up with just your nostrils until it popped.
Oh my God.
Like that was the
What?
game. Is like you literally were going and the glove was getting big. I have a picture. I'll send it to you. And the glove is getting bigger and bigger, and then it explodes, and all of a sudden you're looking at everybody, and it was like whoever popped their glove first, which like
Hot.
interesting. Whoever popped their glove first, like won, right? And so you start out with just games, and it was like that's
your
what
glove.
that was like the hook, right? You would like come pop your glove at Young Life, and you would feel very like seen, and you would have fun. And then they would take you into the house, and they'd be like, "Okay, it's time for singing," and it would be like fun singing, like not like hymns, you know. It'd be like fun, and then they would have like one quote sermon at the end. And the sermon was always like from the coolest guy from the leaders. And then he'd be, and they'd always have like some kind of visual or like whatever. And this one was, he passed around Post-it notes to everybody. And he goes, I want you all to write on the Post-it note something that makes you the happiest in life. Like, what are you passionate about? So I wrote like show choir, because I was in show choir at the time. And I was like, show choir makes me the most popular. I love show choir. So I wrote that down, and then and he had a flashlight, and he was like turning on the flashlight, and he was kind of like using the flashlight a bunch. And then he opened the flashlight, took out the batteries, and the batteries had the word God on them.
No.
And then he was like, okay, I'm going to pass this flashlight around. I want you all to shove the Post-it notes that you wrote, your like the thing that you are so into the flashlight. So he passed the flashlight around, and we all like shove our Post-it notes into the flashlight, and then he gets it back and he puts the base onto the flashlight, and then he goes to turn it on. He goes, oh, the flashlight, it didn't go on. Isn't that crazy? And then he goes, I wonder if, and he's like holding the God batteries, and he goes, I wonder if, and then he goes to like fish out all the Post-it notes, but it's like 30 Post-it notes that have been shoved into a flashlight. So he's like trying so then they had to like get a fork, like and we're all just like we know we know where you're headed. Like you can just tell us, but so they like fished out all the Post-it notes, put the God batteries in, put the base of the flashlight on, turned the flashlight on, the light went on. He goes, God will be the only thing that lights your path. Like he was like, he's like, you can't live for these like.
So basically, all the things that
bring you joy, give it up to God. Give it up to God. Okay.
Were you like, what about this light switch?
Yeah, I was like, I have a question. What about anything else? Like, I was like, how about both? Like, how about you have a situation?
I can't see right now.
What about solar power?
This flashlight. It's like,
wow, I'm blinded if God's not in the room, you know. And so it's like those kinds of things were very. But I had I'll never forget. I was a nanny to a Jewish family, and I also my like next door neighbors were a Jewish family, and the house right down at the end of the street was a Jewish family, and I nannied for the Jewish family, and I just always remember being like, I wish I was like them. I was like, it's like you guys like have things that are so fun and so cool, because everything that we did always felt so like fake and stupid.
It's
like
very
we didn't
improvised.
That's exactly what it felt like to me. I never felt like it was actually like based in anything actually logical. Like I was like, this all is so weird. And
I think same though.
Right.
No, I think all of them. There's no logic.
We have instructions for rituals that you can do without having to think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Christians don't have all these rituals.
We don't exactly like it's like every single place you go to has a different thing to say, and you're like, what? But I will say this, I broke my ankle in 2017, and I did ruin a Jewish holiday for a surgeon, and that is on me.
Wait, what?
I'm so sorry to the Jewish community that I affected that day. I broke my ankle the day before Rosh Hashanah, and then I went in to see the only surgeon that was available, and he happened to be gone at Temple. And they texted him pictures of how bad my foot was, and he left Temple to come perform an emergency surgery on my ankle. And so, like, bless up Dr. Ferkel. I love you, and I'm sorry, Ferkel.
That feels
I
like
thought you
a
like
name
made
I
up
would
an
make up.
No, the funny thing is his full name is Dr. Richard Ferkel, but I like to think he goes by Dick. So I think he's Dr. Dick Ferkel.
Dick Ferkel.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
good.
out.
Shout out.
Like
I'm so sorry that I ruined that for you. Love you so much,
No,
King.
I think he would way rather be in
right?
surgery.
Well,
than
that was the
in
thing too.
Temple.
He shows
Honestly,
up.
right?
He leaves Temple. He
He's
shows
excited.
up.
He's like, thank God.
He's like, oh, good. Sorry, guys. You see these pictures? I really gotta go. Which, like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Really. Like, but I actually agree with you, because he showed up and he walked straight up. So I had like stayed there all day waiting for him and like prepping for this surgery. And I had eaten breakfast, and you can't be put under for a surgery if you ate breakfast. So I was like fully awake, and he walked up to me, and he right beforehand goes, so I hear you're the lead in a play, which is true. I was the lead in the play at the time, had shattered my ankle, just like completely, my foot had basically broken off. And I went, yeah. And by the way, up until this point, I had not cried a single tear. Like, even though I shattered my entire ankle joint, like I had not cried a single tear. I was so like steel, you know. And he looked at me and he goes, I heard you're the lead in the play. And I went, yeah, it opens in 2 weeks. And then he literally said, well, you were the lead in the play.
Oh,
and then said,
Dick.
wheel her in. Like, that was the transition into surgery. Like, that was our first sentence and also the last sentence before I got wheeled into surgery. So
wow.
Ferkel's a real mensch, but he really needs to work on his bedside
yeah.
manner.
Well, let me say this.
He saw too many episodes.
That's
of, like,
my
the
thing.
OC
He's like,
or whatever, General
He's like,
Hospital.
The credits are about to roll.
Yeah.
Right
he's
after I say
living
this
for
line.
Grey's Anatomy. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Grey's
like,
Anatomy.
he's like, we're going to a commercial break, and I got to say something shocking to keep them here.
Speaking of commercial break.
Oh.
Hi Yentas, this is Antonia here from the future to tell you about this episode's sponsor, the Mandel Cultural Leadership Program, which is currently accepting applications for its second cohort. I was in the first cohort, which is why they wanted me to tell you about it. It's a fellowship for artists from any discipline who are either Jewish or making work about Jewish culture. And honestly, when I tell you it's like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, it really is, and you should actually think about applying. It's a 2-year fellowship where they give you a $40,000 stipend, and they get you a personal advisor from your field. They schlep you all over the world. They introduce you to great artists. When I tell you it's as good as it sounds, it literally is. Applications close February 13th, so go to mandelinstitute.org for more information. And remember, this is for artists from all disciplines, as long as you're cute. They told me I had to say that. They were like, they have to be cute. And I was like, don't worry. They listen to Yenta. They're already cute. So thank you to Mandel for sponsoring this episode, and let's get back to the goss.
Back to the episode. What is your gossip, Erin?
Okay, well, like the best part about this is that I've already gossiped. Like I
know,
love that I like
you've
already
been an
fulfilled
incredible
a thing that I
gossiper.
did not plan. I love to gossip. I really do actually.
You're
think
so good at it.
Thank you.
It
I
just
I just feel like that's how we connect as humans is, is word of mouth.
We're really
So-
freeing people from shame.
Exactly.
with this
You're welcome.
podcast.
Call me up. But my gossip is actually about a celebrity, and I'm going to say his full name. I don't care. And also, it's like not really like bad gossip. It's like good for him anyway. And it's just like a thing I experienced with this person. So everybody knows my Jason Segel story. But I used to be an axe thrower. And I specifically worked at an axe throwing facility where I coached people on how to throw axes. And so
so
people, there
cool.
were like two different ways that you could work there. I mean, you would do both throughout the day, but it's depending on your schedule. So like you could either work what are called like walk-ins. So it's like we had 2 lanes that were specific to, you would come, you would sign up, you would throw for an hour and get cycled in with everybody else that's there. And then you would leave. Like there was no, like you don't, and you're still being coached, but it's not like a special. That was really popular for date nights. Like people would just like, because you would like, we were also a bar, so you'd like drink and then you'd get your name called and you'd like go in and like throw your axe and then you'd like go drink again and like
Sounds.
But then there was
smart.
also it was
Yeah,
I will
the
say
best
this
thing to do as
you know
a
what's
drunk
so
person.
crazy is so many people like I say that and people are like that's their first
Yeah.
reaction is like oh my god like I preferred the people that had a little bit of booze in them because they weren't thinking as much. Because axe throwing is it's you don't have to think, you don't have to strong arm, it's just finesse. And the second somebody had exactly 1 beer in them, they threw better than they did when they first walked in. So
But
I always
was there
like
a limit. What if you had like 4 beers?
there was always a limit. So you would
Okay.
have a specific, the like 1 hour at a time, you were only allowed 2 drinks and you would have a specific color wristband. And then if you were there for 2 hours or plus, then you would have a different colored wristband and you were allowed 4. So it was like they really did
They were-
meter. They
okay.
we watched the whole time. Like our job was to like not only watch people throwing axes, but also watch and make sure they weren't like sharing drinks or buying drinks for someone. Like yeah. So it was very strict and also like it did help. The worst part was when people would show up drunk. Like that was
Right.
the part that I really
You
hated.
can't
And I would know and I would be like, you have to leave. I've kicked people out before. Like it was, but so there was also a different section, which was you would, coach events. So people would block out a 2-hour event for
like a corporate.
yeah,
class.
corporate. It was as
Team
low as 6
bonding.
and as high as 24 people. And this is what happened. It was my bosses like wanted to like give me a cool thing because I had like done something for them. And so the next like celebrity that was coming in was Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
So it was Michael
hot.
B. Jordan and his 2 siblings. It was his brother and his sister.
Where was
and
this?
this was at LAX. It's not alive anymore. It has died.
LAX.
Isn't that hysterical?
That's
the
good.
name is so good.
It's
that
so good. And
How could
guys,
it not exist
do you know
anymore?
how many people got mad at us when some people would put in LAX and like accidentally hit LAX and then they would like head our way?
Oh no!
Yeah,
oh,
babe.
that's so funny.
So honestly, I thought it was hilarious.
showing up
I'm
with their
I'm
suitcases.
Yes, I'm positive people had. I did get one person
missed
that
their
was like
flights.
legitimate mad. Like was like,
It's not your
this is the
fault.
stupidest name, and I was like, hey, sorry, didn't make it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Michael B. Jordan and his siblings came in, and it was so funny because first of all, here's my tea on Michael B. Jordan. That man is petite.
Really?
He's ripped, but he's small. Like he's
how
like
tall is he?
he's as I think he's like 5'8". Like he's not much taller than me, and in muscle mass on his small frame, he's totally ripped. But in terms of like my shoulders felt broader than his. Like he just and that's that way for like almost every celebrity you meet. Like they are so much smaller than you think they are because that's what screen
Movie
is
magic.
movie magic,
Movie
right? But that was like so funny and which this doesn't shock anybody, but it is like a fun piece of gossip. He is so competitive.
Really?
Oh my gosh. So at the end, so the event was going and it was literally just the 3 of them and me for 2 hours. And so for 2 hours straight, I was just like talking
hanging
to
out.
them, hanging out.
What was he like?
We were doing axe throwing. He was so nice and his siblings were so sweet. Like the 4 of us got along really well. Like we were family. Like they really just like brought me into the fam.
And
They
you were like, so Thanksgiving.
I actually did bring this up. I said to them, I was like, if you guys ever have a party and want to like throw some axes, let
comedy
me
show?
know.
Yeah.
And this was like way before I ever in my wildest dreams thought about doing comedy. So it's like so funny that my whole life was axe throwing at the time. And So yeah, at the end of the event, it was him and his sister had kind of like tapped out because it's 2 straight hours. And when it's only 3 of you, like you get tired,
boring,
you know, and it's boring. It's the same act over and over. And so she had like taken a step back and sat at the bar. And so it was the 2 of them, and his brother is super tall, super bulk, and gay as hell.
No.
Really? Yeah. And then he is like petite, short, and like, I'm straight, you know, like, so they're complete antithesis of each other. And it's so funny. And so I was kind of playing into that, like how funny it was. And so in the axe throwing that I did, it's called IATF. And there are 3 circles, main circles, and then there are 2 green dots in like the top corners. And the scores are 5, 3, and 1, and then the 2 green dots are 7. And so they had been throwing for the like regular circles the whole time, and it was like the last 10 minutes of the event. And he turned to me and he goes, "So what are we gonna do now?" He was like, "We're almost done. What's your big finale?" Is what Michael B. Jordan said to me.
Wow.
And I went, "Okay." And I said, "You want a big finale? Here's what we'll do. I want to see which one of you can hit clutch first," which is the little green dots. I said, I want it because I was like, I'm pinning these 2 against each other at any point that I can. And I was like, okay, who can hit clutch first? And Michael B. Jordan looks at me and he goes, "What will I win if I hit clutch first?" And I looked him dead in the eye. I don't know what comes over me when I talk to celebrities and these things happen. I just like say shit that I promise you no one else could possibly say. I looked him dead in the eye and I said, "The only thing you'll win is my respect, and that's all you should want." Word for word. And like that's slow too. Like I was like, don't come into my arena and think you're walking out with anything other than my respect.
Oh my God.
And he did basically what you're doing is what he did. He went and kind of like sat there for a second, and then he went, "Well, all right, Erin," and like turned back. He hit clutch in 4 throws.
Wow.
I have never in my life like taught someone how to hit clutch that fast. And I promise you it's because 1, he was competing against his brother, right? Brothers.
His hot,
tall brother. And then also because I would not, and I also didn't fawn over him. Like from the beginning, like there was not a single moment that I like made it like, oh, well, and he's Michael B. Jordan. Like not a single time. So it was so funny watching him. Like he hit clutch and he turned to me like I was his mom. Like he was like, "Do you love me?" And I was like, "All right, I've seen better." Like I was like, because it's too much fun. I cannot give it to him. Are you kidding?
He wants it too bad.
No, exactly. And so that was like my little moment. I did dom. So that's my gossip is that I dommed Michael B. Jordan.
That's so good.
Yeah. Who else can say that?
I feel like
hopefully more people. I really hope that he's.
I feel like he's a little baby bottom.
It feels like
I feel like so many of them are.
Yeah.
Right? Like he was like, "What do I get out of this?" I was like, "Oh, do you want to?
You want my respect." And that's all.
Yeah. Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat after this? You know, it's like, what will I get if I do the thing? Oh, do you want a reward? Is that what it is?
He's like, I don't need an Oscar anymore.
Yeah. No, I just need Erin's respect. But I literally have not told this story aside from like 2 or 3 friends that know it. I like have not told this story. So this is the first time that it's being said
good one.
out loud on a thing.
Your live debut.
Thank you for sharing that.
This
with
is
us.
big.
We really
thank you, Michael B.
you.
Jordan, for sharing this with us.
Michael B. Jordan. Seriously.
I know you're listening.
You listen every
single time.
He's obsessed.
Biggest gossip.
He can tell. Like, do you think celebrities can tell when they encounter people who? Because I do the exact same thing where I'm like so proud of myself for not fawning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I just treated them like a regular guy.
person. Yeah.
Just any old regular guy. Do you think that they can
know
tell that we're so proud of ourselves?
That's
for
such a good
treating
question.
them
They're
regular?
trying so hard.
That is that's such a good question. They must. Right?
Because like
I think a big reason the
that's
Jason Segel thing happened the way it did is because I did not like I was excited to see him, but I wasn't like over the top, and I think that's a big reason he like continued the situation. And there has to be a situation where they're like, oh my God, that person is patting themselves on the back right now, especially when you get that famous where like any place you go, someone knows you know? So it's like, there has to be a time when you're like, oh, you think you're so slick. I see your pulse in your neck. You know, there has to be something.
Because I'm so aware of it in myself. that I'm like,
Totally.
They
if I
must
got to
know.
be that famous,
Yeah, there
I'd be
has
looking
to
out
be.
for this.
Or I'm like, oh, you
Like,
think
you're
you're
so
playing it
proud of
so
yourself.
cool.
Yeah.
We should start doing that when we get big. We should just do that. We're like, are you really proud of yourself right now? Because you're playing it so
Have you
cool.
had people
Really
recognize you, and how do you?
Wow, what
handle
a
it?
fantastic question. So okay, when I was like,
And I think we have to wrap up.
and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
Early Instagram. Oh wow, like, this is perfect. Last thing.
Perfect.
Early Instagram when I was doing
PP.
so when the PP page, the popular page. I was doing specifically like hair braided. Like I was all braiding hair. Like every single day I posted a new hairstyle that was all just like a braided hairstyle that I did on myself.
Wow.
And that like
Axe throwing, hair
I
braiding.
know,
You like
What-
are ready
stand
to
up,
lead
a
an
theater.
army.
guys, it's
What can
really.
you not do?
There's this thing called a multi-potentialite, which I think a lot of artists are. No, look it up. But somebody in college messaged me. Her name is Kate. She messaged me out of the blue one day and was like, I think this is you, and sent me a link to what a multi-potentialite is. So look it up, because I think a lot of artists are that.
Yeah.
There's no way to not be if you're an artist, you know? But so I was in an In-N-Out once, and some girl, some like preteen girl walked up to me. I was like, are you Erin Styles? And it was so cute. And she was so sweet. So that was like my first moment of this like really strange thing. And then this just happened the other day at my work. I work at a gym. I'm front desk, and this woman comes to check in.
Oh no.
And then she like looked at me and she goes, sorry, are you on Instagram? And I went, I am. And then she went, oh my God, what a weird question to ask. Of course, like, whoa, I can't believe I said it like that. Like, she started like freaking out at the question. And I still, by the way, because I do not see myself the way that like someone might see me.
Yeah.
I really don't, like even close. And so I still to this point did not realize that she was like recognizing me. I thought she was like, she wanted to be my friend. Like I thought she was like, do you have Instagram? I see you every morning. Right. But I had not seen this woman. So I should have realized what she was doing, but I just thought she like wanted to be friends.
You thought she was trying to just get your Instagram?
I really
like-
did. I thought she was like, do you have Instagram? Let's follow each other.
That's
And I
so
went, I
funny.
do. Like I was so excited to like connect. And she goes, sorry, no, what I mean is, did you post a video talking about how Wicked for Good wasn't as good as it should have been? And I was like, I did post that video, and I've never had this happen before. She looked at me and she goes, I could quote that video to you right now. She was like, I've watched that video so many times. I've sent it to all of my friends. Like, this is so crazy. How long have you been working? Like, what is happening? And I was like, oh, I've only worked here for like a month. She was like, okay, this is crazy. Like, she was like almost hyperventilating. And I was like, I almost started to hyperventilate for her. I was like, do you want me to leave? I was like, do you want me to give you some space? Like, it was
My
so,
job.
and I really like have never experienced that before. So that was like the first time that has happened.
It's such an uncomfortable. I mean, I don't know. I could imagine it would be a little bit odd to do it like as the person at the gym.
I think that's what,
At the
Because she could
it's such like a weird
She can
power.
still tell that you're not making enough money.
Yeah.
I think that was
from your
part of
video.
it is I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is so interesting. Like, I work here. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and you're coming to the gym that I work
And that's
at.
the reality of people who have millions of views,
Yes.
hundreds of thousands of followers, and Instagram. I
Yeah.
got a paycheck from them, 0.97
Oh.
cents.
Babe, I don't get paid from Instagram at all.
It's
I don't even know
insane.
how you guys are getting. I get paid from TikTok if something does well. I have no idea how anybody's making money on Instagram.
There's no use. It's
There's
just
no-
don't even
it's
bother
crazy.
signing up. It's $0.
There is one part of the movie Is This Thing On that I laugh at every time that I think is so fun. That's so messed up to say. There's one part of the movie that I laugh
Just they
at.
get
What I
one
mean
laugh.
is this one
And-
part is so specific to like our situation. I just feel like they nailed this in terms of like the stand-up situation. Is that it's Jordan Jensen's character
love
and
her.
Will Arnett looks at her in Scrubs one morning and he says, are you a nurse? And she's like head to toe nurse. And she looks him dead in the eye and she goes, no, I'm a stand-up comedian. And then she walks away.
Yeah.
And like that is like the most mirror to what we do that I have seen in a really long time, which is like I am and will always be a stand-up comedian. And yet, in order to be that, I work front desk at a gym. I do brand deals. I do, you know, like you do what you can to survive in order to live that life. And so we're just living this life.
What a dream. We're
No,
living
like, truly.
the dream. Every day we are grateful
We
for this.
and we have a gratitude
every
list,
day
and
I
we
am grateful
Wow,
for
I really
this,
feel like I
like-
just sat here and preached. I'm really sorry. Like a part of me wants to
No.
apologize that I just sat here and was like, and here's,
It
but
feels so
How
good to
dare
be
you
dumped
talk.
by you.
just dumping onto your brain.
Do we earn your respect?
We'll have to see. Maybe you have to hit clutch first, and then we'll see.
Okay, get your axes.
Yeah.
Take us clutching.
Okay. I'll take you clutching.
Take us.
Take
We
us
should go
clutching.
axe throwing though. I think you guys would love
Wait,
it.
could we?
Yeah. We'll find a different place. We'll go.
Oh my God.
LAX.
Could we just like
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
LAX.
put up a board in the backyard and be like, phew.
Not really. Just because it's like really like one board won't be enough, and then it's a whole structure.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying.
Okay, thank you so much for doming
Guys,
us today, Erin.
thank you so much for letting me
Wow,
dom you.
what a
So sorry that I
dream.
dommed, and also
Spectacular.
like,
You're
guys,
incredible.
you guys are. Thank
What
you
do
so
you-
much for having me. I'm
Anything
so
you
grateful.
want to plug?
The Heated
show.
Rivalry show is
Yeah.
really exciting. We're trying to do more of them and also maybe take it on the road. There are just so many people in places that like want something like this. So the more interest, the more we'll do. So that's on January 29th at Westside Comedy Theater. You can find it linked on my profile.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks for
Ray
having me.
Schiller.
I'm Antonia Lassar.
Patreon.com/Yenta. If you're not there, we're doing Yenta matchmaking. We're doing bonus episodes. And we love you.
We love you.
Love ya.
Bye.